Very fresh morning to one and all present here. Myself Zainab Kagdi from Atheniya Green School, Jadeshwar, Bharuch. We are back with English subject and today we are going to start a new lesson that is a poem. Its name is Refugee Blues. Now, before we begin with our lesson, this Refugee Blue is written by W.H. Auden. So here refugee means a person who goes to another country to escape being mistreated for their religion. Okay, when a person is mistreated for their religion or due to politics or to escape from war, when they go to a different where they goes to another country, then those people are called refugees. So, refugee means a person who goes to another country just to escape from the war, to escape from any political issues, or to escape from any misbehavior done towards them because of their religion. So, they are called refugees. And now, what is the meaning of blues? So, here we understood what is the meaning of refugee. Okay, who go away to another country. What is the meaning of blue? Blues means a slow, sad song first sung by African Americans working as slaves in the USA. These sad ballads expressed the unhappiness of the slaves' lives. So now the blues means here the blues means sad song. Okay. Okay, here a refugee, that means a person who goes to another country just because he's mistreated because of his religion. He goes to another country and there he sings a song which is he expresses his emotions, his sad emotions. So he just sings a slow sad song. So it was first sung by African Americans who were working as a slave in the USA, that is America. These sad ballads express the unhappiness of the slaves' life, how they are mistreated and how they are living there. So let us begin Refugee Blues, that is section number 3, unit number 3. So this is unit 3, Conflict and Hope, section 3, Refugee Blues. Okay, this is the last story. So here W.H. Auden means Winston Hughes Auden was born in the year 1907 in New York in England. He was an English American poet applauded especially for his technical and stylistic achievements and for his ability to write in any form of verse. He rose to fame with poems published in the year 1930. His most notable works include Funeral Blues, September 1st, 1939, The Age of Anxiety, and For the Time Being. He won the Pulitzer Prize in Poetry in 1947 for The Age of Anxiety. Auden died in the year 1973. So he was born in 1907 and he died in 1973. This was all about W.H. Auden. Okay, here you can see the picture. He is W.H. Auden. Okay. So here blues means sad songs. Blues means sad song. Here you can see that um, the slave, okay, refugees means people who go to another country to escape from war. Okay, so this you can see in the picture. You can understand that due to any political issues, due to any if they are mistreated by the country because of this religion, so that is why they are called refugees. Okay. Now the poem Refugee Blues was written in 1939. The poem describes the condition of Jewish. Okay. Here we'll read a poem that talks of the traumas of the German Jewish refugees during the Second World War. So the poet Refugee Blues describes the condition of Jewish refugees during the period of Nazi Germany, with a particular emphasis on how they were discriminated against and antagonized. During the Second World War, Jews were forced to flee persecution and violence in Nazi Germany. Many Jews were unable to secure asylum in city like England or US because they kept tight quotas on the number of Jewish immigrants admitted each year. So here you can see that during the Hitler rule, there was a complete violence in Nazi Germany, and these people during the Second World War, these Jews were forced to flee persecution and violence in Nazi Germany, and many Jews were not able to secure asylum in England or in US because they kept tight quotas for the Jewish immigrants. So it raises broader questions about isolation, loneliness, and exile. It depicts the trauma and pain of being forced to leave home and of being unable to find a place of safety and security in a violent and uncertain world. So here these people, okay, these German Jewish refugees are not given safe place to stay. They are forced to leave their houses and find a place of safety and security. So for them this world seems to be violent and very uncertain. The tone of the poem is melancholic, it is depressing and devastating. The dire plight of the Jews is presented starkly, making the readers uncomfortable, which is its poem's idea. So here we can understand the feelings, the loneliness, the isolation they feel when they are forced to leave their house. So this makes us uncomfortable, which is the main idea of this poem. Let us begin. Say this city has 10 million souls. Souls means humans. Some are living in mansions and some are living in holes. Here you can see in the picture that some people are living in mansions. So here you can see the mansions, that are big houses, correct? And some people are living in slums. Okay, holes means they are living in the slum area. While the rest, well, 10 million souls, some are living in mansions and some are living in slum area. Yes, there is no place for us, my dear. Yet there is no place for us. See here, these German Jewish refugees during the Second World War, they say that in the city, 10 million souls are living there, and some are living in mansions and some are living in slums, but there is no place for us who has just left their country to find a place, and there is no place for them in this country also. Once we had a country and we thought it fair. Look in the atlas and you'll find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear. We cannot go there now. So here these refugees are saying we once had a country and we thought that living in that country, and that country is fair. Fair means they are not partial. When if you see in the atlas, you will find that country there. But now the condition of that country is such that we cannot go there now. Okay. In the village churchyard, there grows an old yew. Okay, yew means coniferous trees. As you can see in the picture, this is a the red colored cherry. They are called yew, a coniferous tree which has red berry like fruits. Okay, so yew means a coniferous tree. In the village churchyard, there grows an old yew. Every spring it blossoms anew. So every spring that yew blossoms anew. Old passports can't do that, my dear. Old passports can't do that. Now they are not giving the immigrations to go into their country. So these old passports cannot make them go to their country. So the consul banged the table and said, if you have got no passport, you are officially dead. But we are still alive, my dear. But we are still alive. So here the consul means a government official. Okay, a government official representing their country in a foreign country. Okay. So here they says the consul banged the table and said, if you have no passport, then you are officially dead. Dead. That means you are not existing in the country if you are not having passport. But they say that we are still alive, my dear. We are still alive. Went to a committee, they offered me a chair, asked me politely to return next year. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? So here, in this paragraph, in this stanza, he says that when I went to a committee and then they asked me politely that you will be returned to your country next year. But he's asking a question that, but today, where shall we go? For 1 year, where we will go? That is the question he that raises in his mind. Came to a public meeting, the speaker got up and said, if we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. He was talking of you me, and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. So here, came to a public meeting, the speaker got up and said that if we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. That means if we are allowing them to stay with us, to stay in our country, then what will happen? They'll steal our daily bread. As the number of people who are actually not existing in our country, but they are surviving in our country, so they will steal our bread. So he was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. So here he expresses his emotions that he's having no place, no safer place to live, and where he will go. So here he expresses his loneliness and exile form of his emotion. So we'll continue the poem in our next uh, class. So till that, just watch this video to understand the theme of the poem. Watch this video completely and enjoy this video.
Say, this city has 10 million souls. Some are living in mansions, some are living in halls. Yet there's no place for us, my dear. Yet there's no place for us. Once we had a country, and we thought it fair. Look in the Atlas, and you will find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear. We cannot go there now. In the village churchyard, there grows an old yew. Every spring, it blossoms anew. Old passports can't do that, my dear. Old passports can't do that. The council banged the table and said, if you've got no passport, you are officially dead. But we are still alive, my dear. But we are still alive. Went to a committee, they offered me a chair, asked me politely to return next year. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? Came to a public meeting, the speaker got up and said, if we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. He was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. Thought I heard the thunder rumbling in the sky. It was Hitler over Europe saying, they must die. Oh, we were in his mind, my dear. Oh, we were in his mind. Saw a poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin. Saw a door opened and a cat let in. But they weren't German Jews, my dear. But they weren't German Jews. Went down the harbor and stood upon the quay. saw the fish swimming as if they were free. Only 10 feet away, my dear, only 10 feet away. Walked through a wood, saw the birds in the trees. They had no politicians and sang at their ease. They weren't the human race, my dear, they weren't the human race. Dreamed I saw a building with 1,000 floors, 1,000 windows and 1,000 doors. Not one of them was ours, my dear, not one of them was ours. Stood on a great plain in the falling snow. 10,000 soldiers marched to and fro, looking for you and me, my dear, looking for you and me.